Today, we're sequencing the NTS-1 using the model cycles.
Freebie.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Urban Canyons. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So today we are working with a pair of instruments that for some reason I don't think I've ever used before together. Of course, we've got the Korg NTS-1 here and the Electron model cycles. And I figured it would be super fun because the model cycles has 6 monophonic tracks. I figured it'd be fun to sequence the Korg NTS-1, which has a monophonic synthesizer right in there. Yeah, I can't believe I haven't done this before. It should be fairly simple. Let's explain the cable situation here. Starting on the cycles, this pair of cables here is the left and right audio. Those are going out to my audio interface. This is power out of the model cycles going to the wall. This cable right here is audio out of the Korg NTS-1 going into my audio interface. And this is power for the NTS-1 going to the wall. Now, we don't have Midi set up yet, and that's because I want to try something. So both of these devices handle Midi with a 3.5mm connection. No need for 5-pin. So, in theory, I should just be able to use this, standard 3.5mm cable to connect them for Midi. So let's give it a shot. Also, real quick, I forgot to mention I've got a blank project pulled up on the model cycles, and the NTS-1 is just, on its default power on state. All right, so on the back of the NTS-1, we're going Midi in right there. And then to the back of the cycles, we're going to go to Midi out. There we go. Now, just on its own, this should not work. We have to make some adjustments on the model cycles. So yeah, we're just hearing track 1, which is the kick drum track. I want the NTS-1 to be on track 6, which is by default a chord track. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into the configuration menu here. I'm going to go into audio on the model cycles. I'm going to go to the track out section, and I'm going to mute the internal audio for track 6 by pressing on pad 6. Now if we back out to the main area here, we'll see that track 6 creates no audio. That's because I'm going to use track 6 to instead trigger and play the NTS-1. So let's go ahead and set that up now. So I'm going to hold function and press track to get to the track menu. I always forget to do this. On the track setup menu, we're going to go to M out for track 6. We're going to click in the knob here, and we want to make sure that M out is selected. Now, we still don't have Midi, but what that did is enable track 6 to send Midi out. So because it's not working, that tells me that we're probably not on the same Midi channel between these two pieces of gear. So I'm going to go back to options here, the configuration menu. I'm going to go to Midi. Now we can select our out channel from here. I'm going to go to channel 6. Okay, and I believe my NTS-1 is set to channel 1. So I'm going to set track 6 Midi out channel to channel 1, and now, yeah. Now we're playing the NTS-1 with the model cycles. Haha, that's so cool. Oh, I'll get some volume, there we go. Yeah, so now we can just treat the NTS-1 as a track on the model cycles. So let's go back to track 1 here. Let's sequence 4 on the floor. There we go. Little different, little extra hit there on the of 3. I'm gonna shorten the sound of that, the decay. A little bit of reverb. I've come to actually really like the reverb on the model cycles. Now, let's go to track 6 and sequence something here. So we can either live play this, Or we can go in, select where we want our notes, and then hold each note and use the knob to select what we actually want the pitch of those notes to be. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And of course, we can just go to the NTS-1 and play with all of our parameters. Yeah, I like that. Of course, we can go and get our delay on the hi-hat there too. And speaking of effects, of course, the NTS-1 has its own section. Now, I could route the audio from the model cycles through the NTS-1 and then use the effects on the NTS-1 for everything, but I'm not doing that today. We're just going to use the effects for track 6 here, because that's, of course, the NTS-1. And of course, since we're on an Electron device, we can use all the advantages of that sequencer with the NTS-1. So really quick, let's copy a pattern, paste it into slot 2, and we'll go over there. Gonna go back to the NTS-1 track, track 6, and I'm going to give the entire track a 90% chance to trigger. So every step now has a 90% chance to trigger. I'm gonna hold down a few of these and give them their own specific chance to trigger. So this one will be at 50%. We'll do this one right here at 33%. Sure. Yeah, that sounds really cool with chorus on it. Yeah, super neat. Let's do one more thing here. Let's go back to pattern 1. And let's actually come up with a harmony line for our pattern here. So I'm going to go to track 5, which by default is a tone machine. And by the way, we can change the machines on each track. The machines are basically their designations. So we've got tone, chord, kick, perk, snare, and metal. And you can have them on whatever tracks you want. You could have 6 kick tracks if you wanted. But anyway, we'll keep this one at tone. Okay, now that we've got this sound, I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. And let's come up with some harmonies to what we already have playing on the NTS-1. Cool, let's record that. 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Let's go to an unused track, track 4. I'm going to set this to a tone track, and I just want kind of a low rumbly bass. So I'm just going to mess around with the color knob here and the decay, and then pitch, till we have something that I like. Okay, I'm just going to be happy with that, I think. Ooh, there we go. That sounds pretty good, actually. So really quick before we record, let's hit function, page a few times to make that 64 steps long, record and play. Let it pass through once, then we'll go for real. Yeah, there we go. Fun little jam sequencing the Korg NTS-1 using the Electron model cycles. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.